You've just left your high-paying corporate job to find love and Christmas in a quaint small town. No, this isn't real life, it's a Hallmark movie, and there are certain things you can always expect to happen from here. Even for the most seasoned actor, playing drunk believably can be challenging. Luckily for Hallmark actors, they don't have to worry about giving a convincing drunk performance. While a character may casually sip an alcoholic beverage, no one gets 3 sheets to the wind in Hallmark movies.
Buenos tardes. You're here for tasting. Today we're showing our 2019 Pinot Noir. I could give you a tasting lesson.
As an anonymous Hallmark screenwriter told Entertainment Weekly, drunk people are for Netflix movies, not Hallmark movies. But given Hallmark's wild popularity, other networks and streaming services are now producing similar content in order to compete with the greeting card network. And there's a tad more freedom that comes with those alternative options. The aforementioned writer explained that production companies like Netflix have recently begun to move into Hallmark territory, making movies with similar stories but fewer rules. If you've ever watched a Hallmark movie and wondered how the characters can stay so unaffected by the calamity that's befallen them, you're not alone. And it's by design. Hallmark movies aim to keep everyone happy. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of conflict in order to have a plot, but emotions for the most part need to stay at bay. As seasoned Hallmark actor Nikki DeLoach told Empire magazine, "Instead of being angry or full of rage, you have to lighten it and be frustrated." And it's not just the actors who have to be mindful of keeping things emotional, but not too emotional, especially when it comes to love interests. As an anonymous Hallmark screenwriter told Entertainment Weekly, they can't not like each other too much. One of the problems of writing a Hallmark is that you cannot have too much conflict, but somebody has to be angry.
Look, I'm sorry. But no matter what you think, that's not who I am.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's not.
While the folks in charge of Hallmark Channel's movie roster want the actors to keep their characters' emotions relatively in check, they also want their audience to shed major tears. Karen Shaler, a Hallmark movie screenwriter, dished to Bustle about the parameters she had to follow for her script to make it to screen. "If I'm not crying, I'm not buying." For those interested in writing Hallmark movies, if you can't evoke tears from a viewer, your script won't pass muster. The Hallmark execs are choosy about what it is that makes you cry, though. As an anonymous screenwriter told Entertainment Weekly, "It's comfort food, and I guess a lot of people like that nothing is going to rattle them. No cannibalism, no brutal murders, nothing like that. If you're crying, it's because a widower with a high-paying job left the city to take care of their child in their hometown, and that child now approves of their relationship with a local who had to fight tooth and nail for said child's approval, or something like that." If you thought there were lots of rules for regular Hallmark movies, just wait until you hear all the rules for Hallmark Christmas movies. As one anonymous screenwriter told Entertainment Weekly, "The first rule is snow. They can't be waiting for the snow. There has to be snow. You cannot threaten them with no snow." A second writer added, "They always like Christmas activities like gingerbread making contests, snowman making contests. They like to have that stuff scattered throughout the whole thing, so there's always some sort of Christmas element going on."
These contestants will battle it out on Christmas Eve for the title of Best Decorated Deck and the grand prize.
If you turn on a Hallmark movie in December and don't see snow, hell hath officially frozen over. The snow is as fake as it is essential. As actor Lacey Chabert told Entertainment Weekly, "When they film Hallmark Christmas movies, the weather outside is a different type of frightful. Typically, they are shot in the summer, and you're in coats, scarves, gloves, and cashmere, and it's 110 degrees outside. You're sweating and trying to act cold."
Yeah, anything to give this house a little more holiday pizzazz is great.
A Hallmark Christmas movie set will feature a heck of a lot of snow and Christmas-themed tchotchkes, but as Empire notes, it won't include any overt religious symbols. You'll see Christmas trees, for example, but you won't see crosses. And when it comes to Christmas decor, it's a true the more the merrier situation. As production designer Gina Scotto explained to the outlet, "A normal person wouldn't go out of their way to change all of their towels and their bedspread to Christmas, but in Hallmark land, you do. Just have as many wreaths as possible. I can't stress that enough." Director and writer Ron Oliver echoed this sentiment, telling Bustle, "There has to be Christmas in every scene, in every frame. In a horror movie, you're running for your life. In a Christmas movie, you're running to decorate the tree." The holiday set design guidelines go for Hallmark Halloween movies too. You'll see leaves and pumpkins aplenty, but don't expect Ouija boards and pentagrams to be popping up on your screen. One of the reasons Hallmark movies are so popular is because they know how to commit to a theme. And like everything in Hallmark land, it's completely by design. As a Hallmark screenwriter explained to Entertainment Weekly, nearly every single scene and certainly every single act has to acknowledge the theme. And that's exactly why Hallmark Christmas movies are so extremely Christmassy.
Oh! We could even hire a Santa!
While it's easy to point to Christmas movies as examples, this applies to other themed Hallmark movies as well, per another anonymous screenwriter. The wedding movies on Hallmark are the same. You can't have enough wedding things. It's the same kind of thing where they just overload it with whatever the seasonal thing is. They like to hit you over the head with the seasonal club. You could go your entire life without watching a Hallmark movie and make the correct assumption that curse words aren't allowed on the network.
Oh, come on!
Oh, that's too bad.
Right.
If you pay closer attention, however, you'll find that there's actually an entire lexicon that's off limits. As one screenwriter told Entertainment Weekly, words like hate and crazy aren't allowed either. Everything goes through a mildness filter. You have to mildify everything that you do just to kind of take all the edges off. It's like everything gets sanded, filed down so the sharp edges come off. While all these writing rules sound a bit suffocating, the screenwriters are actually grateful to have some boundaries. Another writer noted that having such strict writing rules was actually helpful, as it keeps the number of choices to a minimum, and as they put it, the blank piece of paper isn't so blank. We can all name a movie we love simply because of how it feels. And we're not just talking about how we feel when we're watching it, although that's important too. We also mean the tone of the movie. All Hallmark movies are designed to have a certain feel about them, particularly Christmas movies. As screenwriter Karen Shaler told Bustle, "It has to feel good. It has to be uplifting. It has to take you to a magical place. It has to make you feel safe." And as some writers will tell you, the feel of the movie is arguably more important than even the dialogue. One of the screenwriters who spoke with Entertainment Weekly explained, "It's more, I think, things that people need to see, rather than things that people need to hear, especially at Christmas. They need to see Christmas going down. They need to see that ice skating, that big tree. Like Death and Taxes, you can be certain that a Hallmark Christmas movie is going to be undeniably Christmassy." When you're watching a Hallmark movie, you're likely going to see a few things. A man and a woman fall in love and kiss at the end, an executive leaves their dream job to move to a rural town, or a will they won't they couple finally get back together on a holiday, and quite possibly all the above. But there's one thing you absolutely won't see: sex. Hallmark has a strict rule against sex scenes. As one writer told Entertainment Weekly, "Any sexual is too sexual. I've said it's like writing a movie in the 40s, but then I look at a movie from the 40s and it's edgier, so it's not like writing a movie in the 40s. They don't want anything to offend anyone."
Okay, that's what you want to do. Great. Thanks.
In general, there is not much PDA to be found in Hallmark movies. As screenwriter Sherman Wolfe told The Guardian in 2023, the main love interests usually only share one kiss at the very end of the flick. And of course, the smooches are reined in. As actor Brennan Elliott explained to Empire, "We can't look like we're ravaging each other on some late-night show." If you want to watch a Christmas movie with a sad ending, watch Last Christmas or Laura Linney scenes in Love Actually. The Hallmark Channel, on the other hand, probably won't serve you what you're looking for. Hallmark Christmas movies are only written with happy endings. As screenwriter Joni Kane told Bustle, "We all know how the movie ends. What makes these movies magic is the journey they take us on. The reason for the enormous popularity of these movies is that the fans of these movies want to feel. They want to feel love, to feel hope, to feel joy." And Kane is right. Hallmark's reputation as a movie network has been built on an array of feel-good movies, particularly around the winter holidays, that evoke those aforementioned emotions in a way that only Hallmark can. While there are plenty of reasons to criticize Hallmark films, there's also a tremendous amount of respect that needs to be had for them. What other network is pulling in viewers in droves year after year for the same exact reason? And as another screenwriter said to Entertainment Weekly, viewers can continue to count on the network to stick to this surefire formula. If they ever had a Hallmark movie where things didn't work out in the end, I don't know what would happen. I think there'd be mass riots. Assuming the network wants to avoid mass riots, we can count on this December to be the exact same at Hallmark as last.